Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships. As today, we are back with our Naughty or Nice series, where we go through battles we have had so far to see whether there is niceness in the chat or naughtiness, or maybe even a mix of both. So today, what will it be? So this is episode 4 of the Naughty or Nice series, so welcome if you're new to the series. Here we are in Hotspot in Domination mode, divisioned up with Hello Everybody and Doombeagle, all in the ADF clan. And we are sailing the Tier 9 German Premium Heavy Cruiser, I mean honestly it's a battle cruiser, into battle. This was a dockyard ship, if I remember correctly. And I quite like it. It's got some good things going for it, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. But honestly, we're not going to be alive very long. But I think we end up making a good gamble here. So you probably won't have to wait super long to see how this is going to go in terms of being a naughty or nice battle. But I don't want to give away anything too early here. So typically what you have happen here, just to kind of, before we get into whether this is a naughty or nice video, here on Hotspot, on the A cap in particular, you end up having a lot of team players that end up just sitting behind this big volcanic island just up ahead of me. And so that can be frustrating. Sometimes you can end up, the game gets dulled. So people end up kind of staying around the cap, staying around the back of the island. No one necessarily pushes up around the 1-2 line. I think there was a Shimakaze video, if it's too long, where I pushed up as a Shima from the enemy spawn and completely clapped a Montana because no one decided to go up against us and left the flank unchecked. And so this is a flank, if you're a DD player, you really can't leave unchecked. So our submarine and our Shimakaze player are currently working the 2-1 line. So already quite fast, we're into the action. We're going to use our hydroacoustic search, so we get the German hydro here on Schroeder, being a 6-kilometer hydro. We do get the depth charge airstrikes, which is a heck of a lot better than ship base, especially with how large the Schroeder is. Even though it's very similar to the Aegir. Don't know how to necessarily pronounce that name. You don't get torps, but we do get on the offhand is speed and a little bit more. I think there's not too far off secondary stat wise, but we also, without giving up torpedoes, we do get engine boost, and we get better concealment, 10.2. So I decide to go ahead and make the play here. Enemy submarine is dead. Enemy team is kind of leaving themselves open for this push, so I can get them around quite quickly. So I'm trying to get around to see if I can clap the breast. But I'm also going to be spotted. Perhaps they have was it an Emperor Ranga there in the back? So, we kind of committed and end up seeing him. So I'm like, this maybe is not going to work out as great. So we're going to come around here. One of the challenges we have is that you have 4 turrets, but 4 guns on the front, 4 guns on the back. Yeah, it's kind of hoping for a little more damage there. So when you go battle in, you're down to 4, and then if one of your main battery turrets gets incapacitated, you're only down to 2 guns. So the main purpose I've made this push is to cause some absolute mayhem, but it was to kill the Benson, which we have achieved that task in killing the Benson. We're going to start taking some big hits here. We've lost one of our forward turrets, currently incapacitated. The Edinburgh decides to single launch torps, which is frustrating because it's like, oh, I'm not going to be able to dodge them all as well. We forced the Brest out into the open, and so our team's going to be able to kill him in A. We're trying to do more damage to the Edinburgh. We're cooking with fires, and the Viasma takes us out, I think, with the funny button here. But basically what we've done here is we've killed the Benson. That's not going to be a threat if you look on the mini-map. You can see our Shimakaze player teammate is moving into the backfield, and he gets the Edinburgh with the torpedo, and Doom takes out the Brest. So things have shifted quite quickly in a very short amount of time as we ended with 1 million potential damage and 62,000 damage as a whole. So now our team is in a position to take the A cap with our submarine moving up into A. So with Vyazma going broadside, I'm kind of calling that out in the voice chat. So basically my role when I die is trying to help, particularly the clanmates. If I see something, they of course see this Vyazma going broadside as well. But it's trying to be someone who is helpful. If it's submarine pings, this, that, and the other. I don't really communicate too much in chat after dying and kind of being this in second kill. Yeah, second kill. Being this dead admiral or armchair admiral spouting off commands to the team and stuff, it's kind of annoying, and a lot of times players don't even listen, even if it's good feedback, so to speak. So I've complimented the Shima, so he's already done great. He's taken out Edinburgh, he's taken out the Vyazma, and now he's pushing in for the Iparenga as we lose our Benson in the meantime. And I'm wondering if our Zeiton was AFK, because he just seems to be getting into the battle and a little bit far away as a brawling battleship. So you're just going to see us kind of going around. I'm calling out the Preußen, who's moving up towards our spawn, and he's going to have to be dealt with. Now, the great thing here is our Shimakaze. Ooh. Yeah, those are some big 457s there, Jarsveld. But our Shimakaze is absolutely playing Shimakaze how Shimakaze should be played. And he is moved into the flank, he's moved into the spawn, he's collapsed the flank, and now he's pursuing the enemy team. So this makes our team's push now from A towards, was it C cap, or C and D cap, much more easier, because we don't have this crossfire of battleship players still, like maybe where the Shimakaze players is shooting the broadsides. So I'm looking at some stats there on the Vyazma, which is, by the way, pretty busted ship, but its biggest weakness is armor, because it lacks a lot of armor. So I'm going to feature that ship as a Friday highlight this coming Friday, as we've had some crazy games with this ship. So teams focused on the Preußen. Unfortunately, with Doom stepping out, it does put him into a broadside shots to the Iparenga. Luckily, that ship is more secondary brawling build with not the most accurate main battery, if you will, but that doesn't mean you should take the ship lightly, especially when Vyazma has a pretty soft broadside, if you will, in terms of her armor scheme. Yeah, so that's going to hurt. But team is responding. This is going to be a close game, all said and done. I'm seeing the Yamato there in the back as Doom gets the funny button off on Preußen. It's great. And now he's going to have to contend with the Santander, which Santander has a little bit more of issues and troubles shooting more bow-in targets. So it'll be really important for Doom to get his heal off, which he has, as you see with our bottom left icon. In the meantime, the full health Zeiton has fallen apart really fast. So kind of went to 100 to 0 pretty quick there. So he's getting his torpedoes off nonetheless. And we come back in on the Iparenga. So Iparenga has decided to push more in towards the action happening. He wants to get his secondaries into play here. Hello, everybody's come out and caught the broadside of the Iparenga. But Iparenga, he's going to eat some torpedoes. So he's eating one, he's going to eat two, and he's going to eat a broadside as well from Doom. And that's a third kill for the Shimakaze. And Shimakaze is just absolutely doing the Lord's work. So if you haven't caught on by now, this is a nice video. I've been trying to kind of delay, but this Shimakaze player, bro, he does phenomenal, and he isn't even done yet, man. So he's going to keep working his magic. He's played the flank. He's playing Shimakaze as he should. He's now capping C. He's providing spotting as well to the enemy ship players that he at least can see in his range. So that's going to become really invaluable for us here. So that's going to allow our team, now with Iparenga out of the picture, to easily push up from A towards C and D cap. I don't know if I've already said it, but I'm trying to get the Yamato further up. Yeah, Yamato, get closer, man. So I'm not trying to sass him, just like, hey, you can get closer now. The coast is clear. So now if we can get our other Vyazma, who's getting backed into the corner here. Vyazma is, unlike the Zeiton, he's pulling, the longer he stays alive, the more it distracts, it pulls away the enemy team further over onto the 9-10 line, allowing our team to take map control, to take cap control, and get set up in a possibly really good defensive position here. So I'm kind of hoping Vyazma shifts his guns towards the Santander, because Santander has a pretty big heal. And he doesn't, as I asked hello everybody if he could like call him out. So then now the Shimakaze is saying, hey, Doom, the Forrest Sherman is near you. So I want to pose a question. This Forrest Sherman is going to do a torpedo yellow. You tell me how you think it works for a Forrest Sherman to do a torpedo rush in a really non-torpedo DD. I mean, you don't really think much about the torpedoes, and he's absolutely missed as Doom's easily able to use engine boost and just coast out of the way. And get the kill on the Edinburgh, takes out the Sherman. So that's great. That's really funny, honestly. So you're going to see some funniness in chat. He's going to be griefed by enemy team. He's going to be griefed a little bit by our team. I've already laughed LMAO in chat. And I think the Forrest Sherman he's good-spirited about it, which is great to see, right? Part of I think what makes you more of a mature player in World of Warships is to accept when you F up. So Doom's telling him, dude, in all seriousness, Sherman is not a torpedo boat. And with their teammates, for God's sake. It gets better, keep waiting. Some people are dumb. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a boat captain. Oh, that's so good. We were all laughing pretty hard at the comments. So I think we ended up complimenting him for being so nice about it. In the meantime, back to the action here. Sherman pushing back in. He's mindful of Baltimore's 10-kilometer radar. So that's kind of why you see him going out. And he's doing the same thing again as he's done from the start. He's trying to get around on the side. That's really where Shimakaze excels, of course, with her deadly torpedo arsenal. When she's able to get around on the side of enemy ships to unleash her deadly torpedoes. So Edinburgh smokes up. I think he was a little late. I think he took a hit from the Vyazma there. But I don't know if the Baltimore has already used his radar or not. But the Shimakaze commander is going to get some more work done as we pick up the strike team. I'm calling out the Baltimore to hello. I thought the Baltimore was actually going to do a full 180 there and go full broadside to him. He doesn't. I'm thinking maybe Yamato is going to back him up, but I think Yamato ends up firing more into the cap, which our submarine, by the way, is sitting on. And he's going to be really low health here pretty shortly as he ends up being spotted. I don't know if it's from the Vyazma Hydro exactly. I'm guessing that's probably what it is since you get Hydro on that boat. And yeah, down to 2 hit points. And he's still alive. Don't you hate that when you get a ship so low on health and then he ends up living? That's super frustrating. So I think he's broken off enough distance now, or maybe the Vyazma's Hydro's gone down, not sure which. But the Vyazma does go down by the Yamato. We have torpedoes now coming in from behind the Baltimore. So let's see what happens here. He is going to take a torpedo. It's not going to be able to straighten out in time, bringing him to death's door. And this Shimakaze commander knows that Shimakaze has guns. So he actually opens up with his guns on a low health target, which you absolutely should with a Shimakaze. And he gets the kill. So he's up to 4 kills now. So back to being supportive, encouraging of the Shimakaze player. Like now, definitely gonna make sure I get that compliment in before I forget. But bro, this Shimakaze player +1. Then you see the Slava, very low health. I think he took a flood and was DCPing as our team's attention kind of shifted to the Santander. But don't forget, there's a Shimakaze player on the team who knows of guns. So I'm like, please tell me the Shimakaze player is just going to use his guns as the U-4501 tries to torp the Slava, misses, and I think that's too close maybe to even do any damage. But we lose the Edinburgh, we lose the U-4501 as the Santander is going down now. Shimakaze flanks around from the back to spot the Slava and says hello with those Japanese guns, and Merp gets the kill. So let's go. So I actually even messaged the Shimakaze player after the game and was just like, if there was a virtual bar, I would take you to buy a beer, basically. So he was a good sport. Very nice words. So good game. So, you know, we died pretty early. How do you think I'm going to place on the team when we get into the team score here? But they get the general offensive and strike team and causing some early chaos there in the back of the spawn for the enemy team. So going to team score, we're actually going to place 4th in terms of base XP, even though we died so early. But we got some valuable spotting damage. We got the kill on the destroyer and made a meaningful impact there. So I placed higher than I thought. Shimakaze, 2,200 base XP, followed by Hello and Doom. So again, compliments to the Shimakaze player. Then you can see team score here, or sorry, detailed report. We did take 1 million potential damage in that very short, brief window of time, but we can't take that much fire and expect to live. So I would have probably made the same play again. It just, we end up getting in a stalemate, and my goal was to break any type of stalemate happening there at 8 cap, even though it cost us the life, and it opened up the door for a Shimakaze player to go in and do some magic and work without the enemy Benson spotting the torpedoes or trying to spot the Shimakaze player in turn, and making life more difficult for a Shiba player. So that is episode 4 of the Naughty or Nice series, and I already have another Naughty or Nice video lined up. Hopefully for next week we'll have that out. So if you liked this video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you haven't subscribed, thanks so much. I would appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Until next time, take care.